Gibson guitars just got a major price hike. It's IkeGuitar. Let's talk about it. So guys, got some bad news for you all today. Gibson has increased all of its prices on their guitars, and I mean all of their guitars. So yesterday I was getting some interesting Facebook advertisements, essentially advertising the standard 60s Les Pauls. And the standard 60s Les Pauls, back when, I was looking at buying one, they were about $2,400, $2,500, and now they are a whopping $2,700, $2,699 for a Les Paul standard 60s. Now, let me tell you, that is an unbelievably high price for a Les Paul standard 60s. I mean, when Gibson came on the scene and released this line back in like 2018, they were proud that this guitar was less than $3,000. It was less than $2,500 even, and this guitar was a great guitar. I've done videos on these Les Paul standard series. I had a Les Paul standard 50s for a long time till I traded that guitar for a different one. But listen, $2,500, $2,400 was a very reasonable price for a Les Paul in my opinion, and now these guitars are $2,700. Now, there are a number of reasons why that they're probably raising the price on the Les Paul standards, and not only that, but every Gibson guitar in the catalog. Now, the big reason why they're probably increasing their prices is because of inflation. And whether or not you agree with me politically, inflation is rampant right now. We have accelerated to a 6.8% increase in November for inflation, the highest since June of 1982. Guys, prices are up for everything. We've seen a 33.1% increase in November for energy costs, 58.1% for gasoline, 3.8% for shelter, 6.1% for food, and food at home, 6.4%, which you take from the grocery store. It's more expensive, guys, and that's the point I'm trying to make here. Things are going to be more expensive now, and as such, in order to meet their bottom line requirements, Gibson has increased their prices. We can expect to see an increase in guitar prices from other manufacturers as well, but this one is the one that I really noticed. And it's not just the Gibson Les Paul Standard Series. I've got a clipping from a Sweetwater magazine catalog looking at this 335, and if you notice here, it's like $3,000, right? This guitar, the ES335 standard one, costs $3,000, and now if you look on the website here, the ES335 is $3,300. And that's not even counting the figured one. If you want a figured guitar, it's going to cost you $4,000. $4,000. The block 335, the one everyone wants, $4,000 for this instrument. That is insane. We're looking at a 10% increase in price for the original 335, and the 335 figured was $3,500. That got a $500 bump in price. This is crazy. It's insane, but it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. Now, let's talk about Gibson for a minute here. Is this the smart move by Gibson? Obviously, they need to sell guitars. It's part of their business model. They have mouths to feed and bottom lines to make and investors to make happy. So is this massive increase in pricing going to deter someone from buying a Gibson Les Paul? We all know the price increase isn't going to encourage anyone to buy a new Les Paul, and I think for a lot of people, they may not even notice the price increase for this Les Paul, right? I only know because I am always looking at prices for different instruments. Retailers have a very subtle way of increasing their prices without you knowing it, but I'm here to tell you, these are more expensive. Even the J45s, which I think is one of the better guitars on the market, if you're just trying to buy an acoustic guitar, the J45 standard is $2,849, $2,849. I mean, I remember when they were like $2,600, and so, guys, it is an interesting time to be a Gibson guitar lover, and I'm sorry for those of you who wanted to buy a new guitar this holiday season only to see the guitar become more expensive. Now, There are some things that we can do to mitigate the cost of this on our pockets. One, we can buy used. Okay, that's the biggest thing I would recommend. I can still find Gibson Les Paul standards for $2,200, $2,100. Even the standard models we find from like 2018 on, you can find them pretty inexpensively. Also, it may just be a matter of just waiting to see how the market fluctuates with this. I don't think Gibson's going to lower the prices back, right? We do know already that as far as the retail market is concerned, we're at a pretty drastic low retail market right now. But as far as retail sales, they only rose 0.3% this November over an expected 0.9%. That is not good for holiday sales, not good for anyone doing a retail thing. It is an insane market right now. No one's really buying. People are increasing prices. What does this mean for us? What does it mean for Gibson? Now, I think Gibson has some interesting opportunities here. Begin to feel the big market push from Gibson and other manufacturers to make up for losses in retail sales. And with the increase in price, it's only going to become exponentially worse, essentially. But begin to watch your inbox. Begin to watch your mailbox, your Facebook feed, your Instagram feed. If you're a guitar lover and you've searched Gibson in your search bar in the last 2 weeks, begin to look at how these manufacturers are going to be pushing you to buy new guitars this season. Now, as far as whether or not Gibson can weather this storm, I mean, maybe. I'm very aware of how expensive Les Paul standards were. And this may even be some kind of monetary creep on Gibson's part. They're like, yeah, we're going to release a guitar at $2,500, $2,400, and then we'll slowly creep the price up a little bit by little bit. But listen, $2,700 is no joke. $2,699 for a Les Paul is a lot of money. And I love the Les Paul standards. I think they're really cool guitars. I think everyone should have some kind of Les Paul style guitar. But if you want someone to buy the American-made Les Paul standard, I don't think $2,700 is the way to do it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. What do you guys think of Gibson's price hikes? Do you think Fender is already there? Do you think other manufacturers are on the way themselves? Oh my gosh, raining cats and dogs, murder in the streets, blood spilled everywhere. But of course, if you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching this, guys, and let me know down below if you would buy a Les Paul for $2,700. I want to know your opinion on this. What do you think is going to happen in the future? And if Gibson can keep their sales up. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you next time on IkeGuitar.